Hi, we're back to some more Ender Lilies. We had our little detour, not really a detour because I'm going to be continuing that series, but we had our little said sister birth of our sister series with the Sonic heroes, the heroes of Sonic, Mr. the Hedgehog. But we're back here in Ender Lilies, ready to end Lilies. And last time I acquired the ability to dive, so the map has opened up a lot more, a la, Metroidvania fashion, where, you learn something new, go back to other areas, and go from there. Which, it's a good way to, I guess, create dynamic gameplay while also retaining a fairly small map, because, you know, a lot of backtracking is it has its ups and its downsides, but I think overall, it does what it needs to do if you do it right. I like that the music goes into an underwater uh sound when you're underwater. They could have easily just had the music be the same, but they put it through an underwater filter. We are where are we at now? That's that's like what all of SpongeBob should sound like the entire show. No. I do like how fluid the fluid ex, water. I like how like fluid the movement feels in the water. It it feels it doesn't feel sluggish. A lot of That's a problem with a lot of water levels. They feel super sluggish, and it's like I gotta slog through the water, and I gotta keep coming back up for air. But Joanna Lily here, or Jane Lily, she doesn't need air. Okay, I think I'm just supposed to keep going to the left over here, cause nope, to the right it is. Unless the right just ends up being backtracking to where I was earlier. Okay, all right, it does. A picture of the white priestess of the font. It appears that the white priestess was allowed to allow entrance to the coven, a space usually excluded for sorcerers and magic tools made there for her. Just sit here. Okay, that maybe maybe I make no pizza. don't think I Still don't think I'm allowed to touch the water because that's the bad red water. It's got those bad toxins, you know. I don't know. Out. Out. Looks like a watered down juice where it's clear, but it's got like a hint of flavor, which I think is the worst form of drink. Well, one of the worst forms of drink where, you know, it tastes like something, but it's not fully there. It's, okay, now I've been here. I don't like watered down drinks. I would much rather just prefer regular water. I you know I guess some people do like stuff like LaCroix and things like that, but I can't. I just want water. No sparkling water. You want some LaCroix? No, thank you. I would much prefer. Okay, that's where we came from here. Doesn't seem like. Okay, now I'm gonna sound crazy, but I think that time we actually do need a triple jump. I know I said that last time, but I'm serious this time. I'm serial. I think there was a dive. There was a dive spot here. Like I'm talking like we're playing Pokemon. Is it playing the music? Hold on. Let me make sure that it's actually playing. Okay, now I think it's playing the music. Don't want the Sonic Heroes incident of 2020 to happen again, where I underestimated the volumes of the music level, and it's permanently stained on my reputation now. My crystal clear reputation for no mistakes when recording. Ignore that I had what's it called? I had some settings open half the video, my second Sonic Heroes video. Which I am enjoying Sonic Heroes. It's good to go back to it after all these years, and I'm ready to finally face my fears of going through the canyon level that I never completed. Which is another stain on my gamer reputation. You didn't beat Sonic Heroes? No, I only beat Team Rose's story. I'm sorry. I remember breaking this. What if I go around the other way? Maybe I didn't break it because it's not broken still. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe he went to Jared No. Okay, there was this one I broke. I committed vandalism on. Oh. Outset. Like the island? What is this? Grants the ability to parry once equipped. Art Z. Let's see at the right in time. I thought the other one was a parry. The ring worn by a white priestess of the Fountains. Third priestess of the Fountain was a special note in was less susceptible to the blight, allowing her to bestow salvation upon sufferers. We got our second relic. Cutscene. Sunken graveyard is upon us. Signs of the ancient litter this place. Indeed, not much has changed since then. In fact, the ancients once called what is now land Inns their home. Their home, their families, their honor, all stole away from them. I don't know what I would call immortality a form of survival. But either way, I'm the last of the ancient warriors. Once fell, nothing remained of my era after I woke, save for my deathless pact, of course. Which is to say, I think we both feel what it's like to be left all alone. No one in your DMs. I feel that. That scared me for a second. Catacombs. Oh, that's the parry. Okay. We don't even need the other guy, the shield guy. Oh, nope. Hold on. Please. Please. Ma'am. There we go. Alright. I escaped from the rain, yet still failed. Okay. I like this area. It's got a nice piano thing going on. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I absolutely love the piano as an instrument. I would love to one day learn the piano because, man, it is such a beautiful instrument, and I think most songs are enhanced if they have like a good piano track. The piano and the violin, those just strike a chord in my, what is it? Your, not optic nerve, because that's vision. Something. Alright, I was trying to heal. I don't have any healing. Okay. Oh, come on. I'm going to die. Like that video of the meme of the guy playing the piano and there's like fire all around him. That's what I feel when someone's like playing an insanely good piano song. Piano covers of songs, even if the song isn't originally from piano, just beautiful. Okay, that doesn't work. I thought it'd be like a pulley lever thing where you like smack this and chain, it would bring me there yet. No. I don't know. Doesn't hurt to try. Can't get anywhere without trying. It's a no until it's a yes, or something like that. They are not letting up on this piano. The piano gets no rest. Okay, now this is where I came from. Oh my, that just follows you. I leveled up. Can I have a heal as a thing? No. I think every game that has level up should heal you after you level up. It's just common courtesy, you know. It's not something that's required that you have to. It's just nice. Give me my mana and HP back in games that have mana. Unless, like, the difficulty relies on you not healing all that often. Something like Dark Souls. Although you can only level up the bonfire where you're max health anyway, so. Nope. Come on. Am I gonna be fighting a spider boss? Fighting Arachnia? Oh, I could break the door. Silly me. I forgot. Violence solves everything. You thought you needed a key? No. Your hands are the keys. I'm glad I found that out. Oh, come on. I'm glad that I found that out now and not like 30 minutes later. It's like, oh, you just had to hit the door, silly. You didn't know? I knew. I'm the game. I don't know why I gave the game this voice. I hope this piano's getting paid overtime for all the work that's going through right now. Ow, no. Okay, that parry's kind of like hard to pull off because you gotta be. It's like you gotta be standing still, basically. I think I'm gonna stay with the. Oh, I think I'm gonna stay with the. Okay, with the dodge for now, and if I have to, maybe do the parry a bit more. Cause that's like kind of a small window, and. Oh, hey. Is that a chakram? I can't believe she vanished the day I was born. No one ever told me why. They said that she cut a frail frame. She cut a frail frame, but I knew that was truly what was truly the frame. Absorbing the blight at that rate, I wonder if I'll end up the same way. How did my mother live as a white priestess? How can I live as one? She left us the day I was born. It's like Dr. Doofenshmirtz, where neither of his parents showed up for his birth. That's still like one of the funniest things. It's just like the best part is just, it's never explained. I think a lot of good jokes are a lot funnier if you just don't bring attention to them. You say the thing, and you just keep going forward. Don't acknowledge it. Once you start acknowledging it and explain the joke, then it kind of loses its luster. But that just being like, also the fact that it's not even like just a one-off joke. It's mentioned, so it's like as like being canon. So it's not just a joke. It's a real world thing that just happened. But they never explain it either. Slightly reduces cooldown times. Performing the purification brings joy back to people. I must continue, if only to be that small service. Be of that small service. I thought I was useless, but they need me as long as I'm the White Priestess. We're going really far down. After a long, grueling battle, the White Priestess of the Fonts was finally able to purify the blighted invader. From that time on, fewer interlopers from the blighted lands were ever sighted. Peace had to return to Land's End. The power of the White Priestess and the wind allowed the twin spires to be built. Standing as symbols of the realm's defense, the Priestess of the Founts fought to defend them. Just to be sure. Don't know what to expect now. Wait. Okay, so can't go there. I'm guessing this lever just brings this back down. Yeah. Can't go there. So I guess we go down the other way. Perhaps. Give me that cooldown reduction. Yeah. I do enjoy some cooling down. If you think about it, a real life cooldown reduction is like eating. You can eat, but then you gotta wait for the cooldown, or else you'd be overeating, and then that's not good. You don't want to overeat. Oops. Just to be sure. It's down here. It went silent. It's ominous. I should be using those to enhance my skills, shouldn't I? Okay, that's another area that I can't go yet. While I remember, let's give me a little enhancey. Enhancification. I do like this one. Oops. I don't really care for this one too much, honestly. While we're exploring, and this is a very watery area, so perhaps there was some other water-related traversal I could do now that I can dive. Excuse me, ma'am. Come on. Doop, boop, boop. Nope. Alright, back to the other area. I think that's the most likely path of progression. There's also this area over. Wait, no. I just realized that's the. Well, let's go up here actually. I like that our squad's getting bigger, you know. The fam. Our party members. I think one of the big things about a lot of, speaking of party member, I think there's one big thing about a lot of RPGs, especially JRPGs, that like there's something up for debate. Oh hey, right. When it comes to, come on, I was talking about RPGs. When it comes to people joining your party, because it's so drastically different, but also not at the same time. Like, there's patterns that you could probably catch on to, where if you played enough JRPGs or RPGs in general, I guess most Western RPGs typically aren't party based, aside from like Mass Effect. But a lot of JRPGs, they kind of have a thing where people join your party and it's like their level is kind of weird to decipher, because like if they're above your level, does that mean that you're under leveled, or does that mean that they are purposely over leveled because, you know, they're a stronger party member and they don't want you to like they don't want you to have to grind that character up to everyone else, so they make them a little stronger, or like in lore they're stronger. Or does it could be that, or it could be that you're under leveled. Speaking of leveling. And then there's also the other thing where if they are higher level, I mean if they're lower level than you, does that mean that you're above level, or does that mean that they just have them lower level because they're just new to your party? Like, I feel like there's a lot of nuance in that, and there isn't really like a straightforward answer. But I think it's just something interesting to think about, because it always like comes across my mind like, okay, this character is level 30 and my party is level 25. Does that mean I need to grind more, or is that just story stuff? Will they be leaving my party if they're a higher level than me? Ouch, ouch, hey, hey, hey. Do I need to grind more? Ah, crap. Sometimes it's just nice to grind for the fun of it. Just to, turn your brain off and just hack away at low-level enemies for a bit. See, just, turn on a podcast or my videos. And, just chill out and play, like, your Final Fantasies and Xenoblades or Dragon Quests or Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. A really great game that everyone should play. Not sponsored, but I will defend that game. Not defend, no one's attacking it. But I will preach the game's name till everyone understands that it's a good game. But yeah, sometimes it's nice to just grind, even if you aren't underleveled or if you're overleveled. You just don't feel like going through the story. Sometimes I get that way a lot of times where I could make progression, but I kind of just want to goof around a bit. And that's especially with a lot of open world games. Like, I haven't finished what's it called? Breath of the Wild, because I just like goofing around in the open world and progressing my character without actually progressing the story, because there's something satisfying about it. I don't know. I'll finish Breath of the Wild eventually. And then there's the thing with, like, when people join your party and then they come back later, a higher level, and then the same question comes up from when they originally joined your party. Am I underleveled, or are they just higher level? And I feel like there's a sort of weird, dangerous thing when it comes to people leaving and joining your party. Because, like, I understand for story reasons, but at the same time, it's like you kind of feel cheated a little bit if you leveled a character and then they come back and then a higher level, because they most likely would have been that level anyway. And if you didn't mind it, if you just were grinding just to grind them out anyway, then that's one thing. But if I grind a character and then it's like, hey, they were gonna be this level anyway, it feels kind of taken away. And Freya, the third White Priestess, will take up the mantle for the name of the Eastern Spring. Silva will make a wonderful guardian, but the pressure of taking on the role of priestess at such tender age will be immeasurable. It might be better for her to stay in the catacombs of her hometown by the cliff than spend the days in the castle. The White Priestess of the Wind wishes for us to assist the young lady any way we can. And then there's like the sort of opposite thing where they don't level a character after they left your party and then came back, and it's like, well, everyone else in my party is levels, but this person that left and came back is lower level. Oh, can you not do that? I'm trying to rant about leveling in RPGs. And then there's the thing where it's like a character that you want that the game kind of forces you to use in situations where if you didn't use that character and now they're lower level, then you kind of have an issue on your hand. But if you did use that character and then they leveled them up for you, then that's also kind of an issue. Because, like, I'd spend all this time leveling this character and then you just level them up more. I don't know, I guess it's just how you view that. If you're fine with it, then, you know, that's cool too. I just like leveling just feels like you're actually making an effort to improve the game, or like improve your characters. And when you level the character, that's your character. You level them, you equip them with the gear and, you know, their skills. So, and that's also kind of why I like RPGs a lot. It's because when I level a character, it's like, hey, this is my character. I gave them this build. This is their stats. I put all this time into them. Especially when, you know, your playthrough could be drastically different from someone else's playthrough. And then for them to level up your character, a plague wind blew in from far east, and with it a swarm of blighted abominations. The vile creatures followed their lord, the Crimson Blight. They were the hatred of the ancients made manifest, wrapped in wicked, nightmarish form. Awaiting their arrival at the Twin Spires were the White Priestess, the Founts, and the Brave Knight, who would face the new threat of the land's end. Even after being cut down time and time again and again, Knight returned to the fray. And it kind of like has me thinking about that when I eventually get into game development, because I actually do want to get into game development at some point. It's just a, you know, expensive, long process that could end up being fruitless and even more expensive and crap. Gosh darn it. Yeah, it's a long process, and game development is not easy. But it's just something to think about if you ever to get into game development, is what kind of leveling system do I want. I did it again. I fell for it again. Fool me once. But it's just something to take into account if you ever want to create a leveling system for a game, is how will the player feel depending on how the leveling is treated and what characters are and aren't leveled. Could just be a me thing, honestly, but I think it's something to take into account. Because one thing I really think would be a cool idea is, I really like giant bosses in games, and I'm not talking much like large enemies. I mean like so massive that they don't fit on the screen, like they are gargantuan. And I like the idea of having it so you separate your party into like 3 teams, and each team takes on a separate part of the boss. So it's kind of like 3 bosses in one. But let's say that if you attack, maybe, I don't know, like one party attacks the head, one party attacks like the heart, and one party attacks like the legs or something like that. And you could like hit the weak points in that part of the body, and just like in real life, if one party hurts, then you gotta react. And so like if you attack the toe or something, and their heart starts to speed up, and like, ow, my toe hurts, or the eye or whatever, and then that lets down the defense, or creates like a debuff or a status effect for the rest of their body. I think that'd be really cool in concept. It's just that like you would have to split up the team into separate things, which require that part of the party to be leveled. And what if like the person playing just doesn't care to level that character, or they're doing a thing where they only use characters that they like to use. Things like that, you know. Fallen Archer. Ouch, that hurt. Can't believe I got shot by John H. Benjamin. But yeah, I no, no, no. Ouch. But yeah, I think forcing someone to use a character that they have in level would kind of not take away from the experience, but it definitely would annoy a lot of people. I think it annoys me when like I didn't level that character. Why should I have to use them? But I think also the idea of having your team split up and fight on different levels and have them like sort of support each other indirectly through debuffing the boss or stuff like that. That's a really cool concept to me. Kind of like creates a scale for the boss, because if you were, I don't know, just fighting like the head or something like that, that's still cool and all that, and it's fine. But I think it'd add like a lot more impact if you're fighting the entire body, because it's like the size of a mountain or a building or something like that. That's how I meant to jump down, I promise. But the idea of fighting an entire like mountain of a person is just really cool to me. Kind of like the Bowser fight in Mario and Luigi Dream Team, which is a game. I wouldn't say I hate it, because I do enjoy the Mario and Luigi series. I think they're pretty good, you know, like beginner friendly RPGs where they've got good music, good gameplay, nothing too complicated. And fun stories. You know, it's nice to see a little bit more character added to the world of Mario, similar to Paper Mario, but in its own way, different from Paper Mario. Which, you know, is cool to see, especially because they both stem from, you know, Super Mario RPG. They're kind of like two paths down the same road. Well, not two roads down the same path. Oh wow, there was a thing right here this whole time. Night and the soldiers of the twin spires still haunt me. Spires still haunt me. Rising to their feet after being cut down, undaunted in the face of the blight, acting much like those afflicted by the same. Should I have asked the white priestess more questions? Now that there are so many left unanswered, I long feared the priestess, and I would be the lone souls of the spire spared by the blight. I'm sorry, Sigrid, but I am a guardian to protect you. But it turns out I'm unworthy of that role. I have a lot of ideas for, you know, RPGs that I think would be pretty cool. I'm a big fan of, like, you know, having a well, like a well, what did I say? What, a well balanced game where I guess it'd be more safe. Like I love experimental games. I think it's cool to experiment in the game genre and see new outlets that, you know, most people wouldn't think of. But there's something about a game that takes a formula. Never laid my eyes on anything more terrifying than blighted light lord. A fearful tremble in my eyes was all I managed. I failed the priestess as guardian. I only realized after the ritual had ended that I should have prevented the creature's purification at all costs. Despite the resistance, so acute was the blight that it took hold over the white priestess' fault. But I think there's just something to taking a formula that has been done already and then just doing a really good job at your version of it. Like, it doesn't have to be anything unique. It's just, you know, if you find a formula that you like and you can do well enough at it, I think you can just make a really good game out of it. You can still, you know, experiment with some stuff, but there is something just very satisfying to play something that you know is just going to be a really solid overall well done experience. Like, I guess that's kind of like something like with The Last of Us 2. That game, you know, doesn't have anything crazy with gameplay. It was a pretty straightforward standard third person shooter, but they just did really well with the storytelling and, you know, the writing, and the gunplay felt nice. It was just a good experience, you know. It wasn't anything amazing gameplay wise, but it did it right, and sometimes that's all you need. I think every game should be like that, but sometimes it's nice to just know that you're going into a really solid experience that was well thought out and just put together very well, made by someone that actually cares about the game. Kind of like this, honestly. Come on. He's doing a flip. Ouch. He took advice from Joe DiMaggio. I think that's kind of why I enjoyed Dark Souls 3 so much, because it still stays true to Dark Souls formula. I mean, Elden Ring's great too, but for just being a standard Dark Souls game, I think Dark Souls 3 does a good job at sticking to the formula well and just being an overall well-made game. Why? Even after all those times I told you to look after yourself first. Fallen Archer, release a fan-shaped volley of arrows skyward to attack airborne enemies. And I think that's a good spot. Oh, wait. That's me. Prayer restoration. Oh, it gives me more health from healing. That's me. But yeah, I think that's a good spot to end it. Enough of me ranting for an assorted amount of time. 90, 93, 94, 99, 49 minutes. It's good to be making more progress. Dipping and diving. And yeah. I'll see you later. Bye bye.